slope-intercept form. So you're going to be given information, and you have to take that information and write something in the form of y equals mx plus b. If in fact there's an m and if in fact there's a b, depending on the information given. So the first thing we're going to do is when you are given, yep, thank you. Slope,
Like this one?
just you can put it right there on the counter. It's fine. Or, yep. And the y-intercept. I'm going to put this down one line. I don't like that those are too close. So this will be the easiest. Of the creating situations here. Remember, B stands for y-intercept, M stands for slope. So my equation in slope-intercept form would be y equals negative 3x plus 1/2. I put the slope value in front of the x, and then the 1/2 just kind of hangs out by here by itself. That just means that I would go over, I wouldn't go forward or backward, I'd only go up half of a line on the graph. The title is Creating Linear Equations in Slope-Intercept Form. Yep. So this one's a little different because my slope is 0. Who remembers what that tells me about the line? If my slope is 0, think about Mr. Slopeface. What does that tell you? It's a horizontal line. And that means that our equation for this in slope-intercept form would be y equals negative 2. Right? Which is weird because the slope is 0. So we're not going to write 0x because that would give us 0 anyway, right? 0 times x is 0. Okay. For this one, we're given an undefined slope and an x-intercept, right? Think about slope do, that awesome video. What does that tell us if it's undefined? Eden?
It's going to be vertical.
It's a vertical line, which tells us we don't have a y-intercept unless, of course, it's on the y-axis, right? So this equation would be x equals 5. There's no y, there's no m, there's no b. It's just x equals 5. Okay, the next way to create linear equations in slope-intercept form is when you're given 2 ordered pairs. Remember last week when we were using that ordered pair formula? So that's going to be our best friend for this scenario.
So, what is M and B for number 2?
M is 0, B is negative 2.
Okay.
So I've got 0, negative 3 as an ordered pair, and 4, 3 as another ordered pair. Does anybody remember what the x value is for your y-intercept? 0. We've been practicing. I've been making you write the y-intercept as 0 and then whatever that value is, right? So this is going to be my y-intercept. Because some of you are probably thinking, how am I going to find my y-intercept if all I can do is the slope out of these, right? So one of the ordered pairs will have 0 as an x value, and that'll be your y-intercept. The y value, not the 0. And then I'm going to use my slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What was the advice I gave you? The first thing you should do when you're using that formula? Label them. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So that you don't get them confused when you put them into the formula. I get minus negative 3, so that gives me 6 over 4. Which can simplify to 3 over 2. 3 minus negative 3 is going to give me a positive, so that's how I get the 6. And then 4 minus 0 gives me 4. So what will my equation be in slope-intercept form? Eden?
Y equals 3 halves minus 3.
3 over 2x minus 3. Yeah, don't forget that x there, because that's part of the y equals mx plus b. Ta-da! I can tell you guys are really excited. I can feel your excitement. Yes, Addison.
How did you get the negative 3 at the end?
Because whenever we have 0 for the x value, this is going to be our y-intercept value. Because if I were to graph these 2 points, this would be on the y-axis. So that's going to be the y-intercept.
What
So
if there isn't any with the 0 in front of it?
You won't have to do anything like that today.
That's good.
Today.
Wait, what?
You're not going to have to do anything like that today. Okay. I'm going to go on to my next page. We're going to do one more of these type when you're given 2 ordered pairs.
If I have room on the phone, I'm going to stay on it.
Sure. You guys are going to do this one by yourselves. Negative 3, 5, and 0, negative 1. It's just like the one we just did. I have all the confidence in your abilities. I dropped a Frito at lunch and stepped on it. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. table. Okay, come on, man. Guys, ready for the unveiling?
Oh, I did something. Yeah. Oh, I just didn't do my.
Is it okay if I left it -2/1?
Yep.
Yeah, fine.
I'll take it.
I said -3x.
You guys are doing great. Okay, now we just have one more thing to do. And for whatever reason, this really throws off algebra students, and it's not meant to. I just need you guys to know that what this looks like, and you'll be fine. I just don't want anybody to freak out. Okay, so the last thing we're doing is when you're given ordered pairs in function form. Remember that f in parentheses equal f of something? What did we say that that's a really fancy way of writing?
X and Y. I mean Y.
Y.
Yeah, Y.
Yep, the f of something is like f parentheses 3 parentheses is just like saying y. The letter y. I'm not asking you a question. Okay. Okay, so just write this down and then put your pencils down. You're going to look, listen, learn for a second. I'll know you're ready because you put your pencil down. Okay. I want you to pause for a second. Okay, here we go. This was a function of x, right? That's what we were saying. The function of x is this answer. So here's my x values. x1, x2. And then we said this whole thing was a fancy way of saying y. So this is my y2, or excuse me, y1, y2. So really what I have here is the ordered pair 0, 9 and the ordered pair 8, 7. Yeah? Did everybody see what happened there? Okay? It's not, there's no like hidden message here, right? Remember, this is like saying f of x, right? So the function of x, so this is my x value, and that whole thing equals y, so that's my y value. This is my x, this is my y. Right? What's my y-intercept going to be for this line? PK. What? 9. Yep. Because the 0, wherever the x is 0, that's going to be your y-intercept. So I'm going to do my slope formula. Ta-da! So negative 1/4 is my slope because I simplified. And then at 9, where my x value was 0, is my y-intercept. Isn't this so much fun?
Yeah.
Super fun. Super, super fun.